What's up, guys? Just here in my garage. Today we're going to be installing the short ram intake, I guess you would call it, into my 1999 Honda Accord. This thing already had an intake in it and it didn't really fit. The problem that I was having is that it was too short and it rested right on this metal piece, so then it would jiggle up and down and then it would cause the air filter to be exposed and drive in all the dirt and debris that it's supposed to catch into the throttle body. And I'm pretty sure that's why when I got the car it had an EGR code. I had to fucking pay way too much money to get that fixed. I had no idea how much that would actually cost. But yeah, today I'm just going to be installing a cheap Amazon one that I found on Amazon, of course, and it's actually a proper fit. It feels really cheap. It is really cheap. It was like 60 bucks, but it actually like properly fits the way it's supposed to, unlike the one that I got. I ended up using a few couplers to try to navigate the issue of my air filters being destroyed, because those things are not cheap. Even if you get the cheapest ones, it's like 30 bucks every time you buy one. So let's say the air filter lasts like 3 months, now you're spending another 30 bucks. Done that a few times and I'm like, it's just not financially viable to keep doing that. So that's why I looked into other means to extend it to a point that wouldn't happen anymore. However, what I came up with is extending it to a point where I'm having another problem, and that's that the coupler that couples the two things together, it's a little bit too long, and it makes my pipe go a little too far into the intake, so that it's not drawing as much air as it could be or should be. So I'm kind of worried that it's choking off my car, and it was, because I just bought this thing originally a few weeks ago. I went to put it on, the thing just completely got damaged in shipping, so I had to send it back, and then now we're gonna do it today now that I got a new one. And this will be like a direct fit, so no couplers, none of that stuff, so it's direct pipe, air filter, all that. So now I know that my car isn't getting starved for air by any means. But as I was saying before, I cleaned out my throttle body and all that stuff, which I've done for like the 5th time. And my car started running way better. It wasn't bogging down and stuff when I let off the gas or having trouble accelerating. So apparently it was getting choked off from either dirt, because the throttle body was pretty dirty, despite me cleaning it like a year ago or so, maybe 2 years ago. Shouldn't get dirty that fast, by the way. So it was either I had more air going into the air filter or dirty throttle body, or both. Could have been both, I'm not sure. But anyways, I'm going to get straight into tackling this little project that won't take too long. I'm going to clean the throttle body once again, and yeah. This is currently what we got going on with the intake. So that's the beginning of it, of course. Routes down this way, and then this is where it stopped when I originally got the car. And there's like a metal piece right here where the air filter was hitting, and it was popping a hole through the bottom of it. So I got this little coupler plus this thing to extend it just a little bit, but then the problem is that this pipe is a little too long. So I think the pipe is going into the air filter about this much, when it should stop around this point, so that it can pull the air through the bottom into the intake. So where this rounds off, it shouldn't have any pipe inside it. It should just stop around right here, so that the airflow can go straight into the pipe and not cause problems. So that's why I bought this cheap one that weighs practically nothing, and hopefully it does a better job. So I think I found the problem that I've been having. It's this little guy right here. Every time I tighten this, it gets loose over time. So that might be my main problem, but I'm still gonna change it out anyways and just see what happens. And I think it comes with new brackets, so. Alright, and now it is disconnected. Not very hard, just undo that, pull it off, pull this out of it, and then probably use a new one for the other one that, it comes with a new one, so probably just use that. And then this was actually the problem area, is originally my air filter stopped right here, rattled, and got busted open every single time after not a whole lot of driving. Probably took about a month for it to completely destroy it. And then throttle body gets all dirty and all that, so fun stuff. So yeah, I literally just cleaned this like a week ago and we're already looking like this. And I could feel it bogging down earlier today too, so that's what happens. Anyways, there's the throttle body. So if you don't know anything about cars, to get the throttle body to open up, you just find your little throttle thing and just press it down and it'll open up. That's all you gotta do. And then you can get in there and clean it. I think I need to clean it a little bit more. I can hear like grinding and stuff from the dirt. So try to give it a little bit better of a clean. Of course, you can't forget your good old trusty throttle body intake cleaner. This is just the one that I bought, but yeah. So this is what we got. This is the new intake, and it comes with this like cheap air filter and all the stuff for it. I think I'm just gonna try the cheap air filter and see what happens, and then maybe clean my old one because I haven't cleaned that one in maybe a year or two. Maybe if this one doesn't feel right, then I'll just swap back. This part is literally just as simple as getting the coupler that it comes with, putting the bracket over it, and then putting the brackets and coupler over it like that. And then just putting the air filter on the other side, and that's about it. And then we'll figure everything else out later. Alright, so this is where we're at. As you can see, this actually goes towards the headlight instead of towards the fender. So that this is where the original air box would be, right here. So it just fits in right here where all the air draws in, and it's not in the way hitting anything like that, like the old one. No extra couplers or anything like that. And then, of course, another important part of this process is you want to make sure that these right here are facing in a way that you can actually tighten them down. So I got both of those tightened down, so we should be good, and hopefully they don't come loose like the old ones. Alright, so this is how it looks after it's put on. I still haven't put the little hose on. I'm going to switch that out, but this is what it looks like as of right now. I'm a little bit worried about this little metal piece now. It does come with these brackets to hold it in place. I don't know how to use them though, so maybe I'll have to figure that out some other time. Pretty sure you screw them into here or something. I'm not really sure. It's just a L bracket and a straight bracket. Kind of confused about that. Alright, and that's what it looks like with the new one on. I was trying to cut it shorter so that I could just like not loop-de-loop like that and just connect directly, but I'm not entirely sure that's possible because this one goes down and this one goes up. So I can't really figure out any other way than to loop it like that. So Maybe it's supposed to be like that anyways, I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. And of course, if that intake's complete shit, then I could just throw on my old one again and just maybe use the brackets that came with that one. I think the bracket that I was tightening down at the throttle body, it may have stripped or something because it just kept coming loose. And I was kind of afraid to completely tighten down the ones that came with this one, so I was afraid of the same thing happening. But then I realized eventually they do stop. So I know these ones are newer, I guess, and they should work. So if anything happens, I could just swap back to the old intake. We'll just see how this goes for now, and if it improves my performance by any means. Obviously it's not going to do a whole lot, but basically I just want my car running correctly. That's the goal. I was actually thinking about swapping back to standard intake, you know, airbox, but I don't really want to go through all this trouble when I could just spend 60 bucks and just redo it the way that hopefully it works a little more properly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll show the end results when I get around to it, and thanks for watching.